Here we are, guys, live with game number 2. It's Big God versus Speed Gaming. And, well, Big God, they're not playing very big good right now because they lost game 1, Speed Gaming, with an upset. Those guys, they've got some firepower. The Chow Yu Anti-Mage is going to make its return once more as Speed Gaming look to get the 2-0 upset against the Zhao 8-led team of himself, Lamb, Burning, Ice, and ROTK. It's an all-star team of veterans if I've ever seen one, so we're going to see what they have in store for Game 2. They opened things up with a Medusa Skywrath Mage. It was a first pick Vengeful Spirit. Maybe someone anticipating the Void, but, well, the Void didn't come right away. It came later on. So they've already got one way of dealing with the Void, and I would say importantly of just protecting the Anti-Mage. We saw last game how crucial it was to be able to use those swap saves in a timely fashion to help the Anti-Mage out, to help whichever core hero gets focused out, and if they get caught in a chrono, Venge theoretically can swap save them. And again, it's the Venge Silencer. They really like this support duo. They get aggressive early. They were ganking the Shadow Fiend at mid last game of Zhao 8. They were making plays happen left, right, and center, crushing ROTK in the offlane, and basically securing Anti-Mage a lot of good, safe, secure farms. So Big God going to have their work cut out for them here in Game 2, because it's more or less the same draft. End of the day, though, Big God have gone something different. So they've left these heroes on the pool, say, look, we have a different way of approaching this match, and we're feeling confident that this may work. You've got the Skywrath, Faceless Void Sinji with the Mystic Flare. We'll see what support duo they look to get with the Skywrath Mage, and they may look to fight possibly even offensive trialing against a Venge Silencer. Silencer not the best trialing versus trialing here. Once you get the curse up, you can, if you're hitting multiple heroes with that, it's pretty annoying, but Venge is just so-so. I feel if you get something like a Skywrath with another range support, and even do something like Void in the mid lane or safe lane solo with Medusa in the other one, you could potentially look to contest that lane. But for now, we'll find out what Big God have in mind. Zhao 8, the captain and drafter for this team, and he's only got 30 seconds of reserve time left to decide what it's going to be as far as the fourth pick is concerned for this team. And Speed Gaming, they're, probably feeling pretty comfortable after getting the same picks from Game 1. At least feel like this is a good way. Stick to your guns, I guess, to some extent. Like, you get an upset against a team like this, and sure, they're drafting something different, but you're confident that your draft had good synergy on itself. Even if it is going to have to deal with a different draft from your opposing team, it does have good synergy, and, well, again, it's the Brewmaster. Alright. Same 5. Let's go. Easy peasy. We'll see Sand King picked up by Big God, and that's going to be their secondary support with the Skywrath Mage. So, things looking up, I guess, for Speed Gaming. Just the Bristleback they're missing. I'm not sure if they would want the Bristleback again. It's going to get banned out. Big God say, you've got 4 of the 5. Let's just at least take out Elway's Bristleback. So we'll see him on something else. I've seen him play Clockwork in the past, and heroes like Centaur still in the pool, although not sure. You definitely want something kind of like your frontline kind of tanky team fighter, which is what the Bristleback was ideally going to be, but the Centaur not quite as durable. Maybe that's where something like a Clockwork can come into play. So we'll see what it's going to be. What is on the cards for both these two teams? Big God, if they want to make it to that $1.6, $1.7 million land finals, let me quickly check exactly where we're at on the prize pool tracker. We are at $1.725 million in prize money. Even if you're playing casually, that's a big number. You know, I think for Big God, it's more like, sure, for Zhao 8, he won $1 million himself at TI. Newbie winning over $5 million for first place. ROTK, second place. Burning and Lamb won a lot of money. Like, they won a good couple $100,000 each as well throughout 2014. And these players are pretty well off with streaming contracts and all that, but it's about the competition. They want to get to that land final so they can verse the best teams in the world. Like, sure, they want to be... at this point, they're not willing to, like, train and commit the time to playing on a serious full-time team, but to get to still play Dota at the highest level is still a lot of fun, end of the day, and that's what they're doing here. So no Magnus last pick for them, something that would have synergized quite nicely with the Void. I look at like a troll, a Medusa Void, and think maybe a troll for the attack speed for those two heroes, but it's going to be a Night Stalker, so we're going to see some aggression come out of these two, and well, I'm looking forward to it. Nyx Assassin last pick, another source of mana burn to deal with the Medusa. Oh boy. So you've got a rough game for a Medusa in store, but you've also got... I feel like the Night Stalker is a space creator here. This is going to be the key here to look out for, because what I imagine is going to be a Burning Medusa is going to be quite nicely countered. You've got 3 heroes with Mana Burn. Anti-Mage with his Mana Break, Silencer with the Curse of the Silence, and Nyx with the Mana Burn itself, which is the probably most potent of the three. So, Night Stalker has to give Big God, I feel, a pretty big edge come like around the 10 to 15 minute mark. Or at least look to constantly create space for Medusa, because Medusa's going to need a lot of items. If Anti-Mage gets that same 13-minute Battle Fury treads, and the Brewmaster gets a decent time on his Blink Dagger and can just go around ganking, tempo controlling, and then fighting around the 20 to 25 minute mark, bringing down the Medusa using all this Mana Burn, then Big God are in trouble. So plays need to come out of the Night Stalker. Sand King Lamb may be looking for a fast blink as well. Can get that 8-9 minute Blink Dagger if he gets left alone in the jungle uncontested, and that may be something that they're like, we need this. It's going to happen. So we'll introduce our two teams here. Game 2, Speed Gaming on the Radiant side, winning that Game 1. Looking for the 2-0 victory here. It's going to be Chow Yu once again on the Anti-Mage. We've got YTFX on the Silencer. We've got Melody Lovers on the Vengeful Spirit. Brewmaster in the hands of Piao. And finally that leaves Elwi on the offlane Nyx Assassin. For the Dire side, it's going to be ROTK playing the Faceless Void in the offlane. Burning on the Medusa. He's going to be going to the mid lane, it looks like. Lamb going to be handling the Sand King. Ice on the Scarith Mage, and that leaves Night Stalker being played by Zhao Wade, and wondering if this is even this was looking like maybe an offensive trialing with your Night Stalker, or are we going to see Night Stalker go top? I say burning mid, based on these items. He's got the 2 pulled Tangos, the Wraithband first. Could be a safe lane, but normally you'd maybe try to get the Ring of Protection for a Bassi Rush if you're in the safe lane, and maybe pick up an extra set of Tangos or something as well. But going for this very last hit focused build suggests he's going to be contesting farm of the Brewmaster mid. Yeah, wait. Nick clapped up. The stun available. Actually doesn't get it off. Curse of the Silence comes into play. Immediately taken off by Zhao Wei. Nyx is here as well, and Melody got high ground fogged. Bottom lane, Bounty Rune, going to the Void. Anti-Mage not getting the better off of that one. Gets down a lane ward, but that could have even been spotted. There was a Dire Ward which was planted first, so that could have scouted out the fact Anti-Mage was heading down bottom to plant a ward. So we'll see what Melody Lovers and YTFX do. Last game it was early smoke ganks on the mid lane. Burning a much harder kill. Once he has that Mana Shield especially. So for now, the two supports making their way down bottom. It's going to be a Faceless Void for ROTK. Already used once. Oh no, he didn't use a Time Walk. I imagine that's smart. Yeah. Oh no, it used a Time Walk. Chow Yu going for the blink first, so it's not the Mana Break. They're going to see the Curse come out and an immediate Time Walk out. There goes your Mana Pool, Void. He's going to play pretty cautiously, and this is where I think Venge can just go for a pull. You pull the wave back, and Void has to hug his tower to some extent, so I wouldn't mind seeing Venge go for the insta pulls, but he's going to look to stack it first, so just make sure he can get the denies back, and does have the... Actually, double pull's been blocked, so that's where he definitely wants to... Well, it was blocked initially. I don't know if he realizes it was warded or just body blocked. But it was body blocked, and we'll probably go for that 115 pull. As a Sentry Ward does come out, and that is, well, in range. Leaving it for the Silencer. I was like, wait, shouldn't you be killing that? What are you doing? There we go. Silencer. Okay, no, maybe they didn't spot it right away. Alright, I'm not sure if he spotted it or just was leaving it for the Silencer or not. But either way, they will get the D-Ward off and start the pulls here. As far as the top lane goes, Night Stalker tri-lane. Doesn't mean Night Stalker's not going to be getting quite the same amount of levels here. It looks like Sand King... It's going to be a dual lane with Sand King in the jungle, though. He's still just level 1, starting to stack things up. Got the 52 stack. We'll get another stack off soon. Does need to find a way to get level 3, though, before he can farm this. Be that from trying to gank one of these lanes or just going to leech some XP. Getting level 3 is needed for this. Or otherwise, you level 1 Sandstorm, you can, but it's slow, inefficient, and doesn't really work. It's not really a thing. So he'll come towards the mid lane, hope for a Bounty Rune. He'll get a Bounty Rune. That's really ideal. It's normally you want that haste or Viz if you're like a mid hero, but for a Sand King who wants that level 3 as fast as possible, this Bounty Rune's the way to go. So things are starting off in a fairly standard approach here for the two teams. ROTK gets a DD Rune at bottom. Silencer scouting that out for the most part, it looks like. That's where he drew the aggro there. Oh, Lamb. There we go. Doesn't actually get any XP off of this. The tower damage, ooh, 11 HP. He should suicide, Burrow Strike, and then maybe go up to Ancients. No, he's going to suicide to the tower. Okay. That'll work. They get the courier kill, though. Not a hero you'd expect to snipe the courier. That's where Brewmaster was maybe a bit sloppy. Sometimes you see mid players go for like the loop around with the courier, but a Sand King with boots snipes that courier, and that is really crippling for this Brewmaster, who's going to have to go back to base to heal, picks up a TP scroll, will not have his bottle which was on the courier. No fun for him. Are we at top on this Nyx Assassin? Actually, battling pretty well with the Skywrath, who does need to be careful. As an Impale and a Boots, Nyx could cause him some problems. Has a Carapace up, and Impale, Carapace, he's going to hit the 2-hero Impale on Mana, but on Ice. Not going to be enough damage to kill him off, but he may look to just like Carapace Arcane Bolt or something here, and he's got the stick charges to try bait him in. Here comes the Sand King though, looking for the loop-de-loop. This Carapace timing is going to be crucial. He's man fighting. This is worrisome. Needs to get the Carapace off. He will do so. Blocks the Arcane Bolt, has an Impale as well. He goes for the Skywrath Mage. He'll get it! Sand King now, the Siege Creep won't do enough, I don't think. 25 HP. Almost gets 2 out of that. Well played. Baits him in with the Magic Stick. Bottom lane, meanwhile, ROTK in trouble. This is looking like we're going to see a 3rd kill go the way of Speed Gaming. 1 or 2 more right clicks. The curse damage not there. Silencer gets the kill as well. Gets himself some stolen intelligence. 3 kills for nothing. One of those being the suicide by the Sand King at the enemy base. An anti-mage at bottom farming well end of the day. That's the main thing here. Waiting on that courier to respawn is Piao though. Can't get his boots. His bottle also stuck in purgatory. Oh, Speed Gaming looking to get that upset. Big God have not had the best luck against their fellow Chinese teams. It was yesterday a 2-0 loss against DK. One of the kind of upcoming Chinese squads. And here it is. Speed Gaming. Another of these kind of... I mean, at this point, Big God, it's kind of hard to place them as like a Tier 1 team, a Tier 2 team. They're Tier 1 players, I guess, on a not Tier 1 team at this stage, as far as their approach. They're not an LGD, they're not a Vici, they're not an IG, they're not a newbie right now, but they've got a lot of potential as far as star power goes. Problem is, it's these very strong Tier 2 teams in China that are causing upsets. Sand King, 7 HP. Toggles the Tower aggro off him just in time to survive that one. Unfortunately for Nyx Assassin, he couldn't get the Carapace off. The silence from the Skywrath Mage was timed perfectly with the Burrow Strike. They Burrow Striked as the silence wore off and brought down the Nyx at top. Rotation from the Venge. Going to see a ward get dropped just to offer some protective vision. And the first kill we see picked up by Big God. And it's just the offlane Nyx, who, end of the day, is level 5 and already has kills going his way. Xiao Yu's having a great time in this bottom lane on the Antimates, though. He's, I guess, equal with Medusa and Night Stalker. So you look at that way, it's, again, the Big God team with 2 carries against the 1. But when that one is the Anti-Mage, you know these crazy things can happen. They want the Skywrath Mage, but it's we kind of overextending here. Another Void going to come out, and Venge is like, yeah, we probably want to just run. Stun Xiao 8 and run. Instead, they go for the kill on the Skywrath Mage, and that was not the play in the end. So they go up their second kill. Nyx Assassin again in the top lane. He had that good start, but he's kind of thrown it away now with these 2 deaths. Mid lane, Piao walking for a rune. It's going to be Xiao 8 swinging off the top lane with a Burrow Strike from Lamb. They tie things up here. Lamb now level 3 can start farming these stacks. That's going to make him a happy camper. Will not be that, well, misses the stack at 6 minutes, but he's still got a nice little triple stack here waiting for him. So he'll transition back into the jungle. And this is probably going to be at the start of, well, I guess Xiao 8's going to stay top. It is nighttime. Him and Skywrath can maybe look to get another kill on someone like this Nyx Assassin, but they're not going to have the support of the Sand King at this point. I think Sand King is quite right in just spending some time catching up on his farm to try get maybe like an 11, 12 minute blink at this rate. I guess he's got 750. He could get it even sooner. 10 to 11 maybe possible. Bottom lane Void again. Manaless, and this has been a problem for ROTK. Staying in this lane when you don't have mana for a Time Walk is very risky. Yeah, I'll admit that death is going to hurt him and his chances. He's just been plagued with problems with the courier going down, the bottle being lost, and now the gank from the Night Stalker, which he was not anticipating. Looks like Melody Loves is doing some stacks of his own. With a couple stacks here or there in the Radiant jungle. Just the one big camp that seems to be being stacked up. Sand King actually going to swing towards the top lane. There's a ward there spotting out this movement, though, and that's where it seems like this should not really turn into too much. They're pinging out exactly where the Sand King is, and Brew gets his bottle back, needs to maybe even leave the courier for some Bottle Crow action, but yeah, it's going to stay around, and Piao doesn't really have much choice here, but to send it back unless he wants to go back to base himself. 8-minute runes coming up, but against the Night Stalker, contesting those runes is kind of risky. Particularly Night Stalker, Midas. Wants to make sure he stays on par with levels. Oh, gets the Carapace on the Void even. fast fingers from Elwie, but that's not going to get him out of this one in the clear. There's a Void in a couple of seconds. Night about to end. Void, one more Arcane Bolt. Get the kill as daytime hits. 8-minute rune now comes into play. Lamb going to find an illusion up top. We'll leave it for Burning, who may bottle up Lamb. No, Lamb's like, come back here. Give me some bottle charges. Give me some bottle charges. Lamb didn't get any bottle charges. Burning's struggling. Micro is hard. Lamb was like, dude, I can do with that 50 mana and 70 HP that I'm missing, but he had triple bottle charges, didn't need any of it, and used it all himself. Oh well. Zhao 8. Now it's hit states. I mean, this is where having that Midas does help. You get those levels just a little bit faster, because you're in that daytime stage where you do want to be farming a bit. Ancients now being stacked by Speed Gaming, but not the best Ancients lineup. Anti-Mage can do it much later on, but that's a to-do later kind of project. For now, it's let's get your farm if you're Anti-Mage at bottom lane. Silencer will spot out the Void, misses the Curse, unfortunately. I believe, yeah, he's leveling that up here. This the mana burn is a big part of what Speed Gaming are going for right now. In mid lane, Brewmaster could be in some trouble here. The concussive shot, Piao, he's going to go for the split. Plays it super safe and defensively. Boulder toss onto the Skywrath Mage. Wow. Okay. That's a defensive play from Burning. Going to use the Stone Gaze even. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. Did not need to do so. I think Skywrath Mage was fine. Did not see any way that he was getting killed off, but hey, maybe thinking that some more heroes were rotating into the mid lane to help secure a kill with that Brewmaster ultimate. So Tread's now complete for Zhao Wei. We'll see which way he wants to go. He is a safe lane farmer. Normally we've been seeing this kind of like Ags, Gem, Night Stalker into like a BKB if you need the BKB, but the fact he's like the safe lane farmer may suggest a more DPS-centric build. The Vlad's Rush is something that TC of Team Fire likes to do, and there aren't many ways you can play and build this. Nighttime coming in 2 minutes, and that's when we'll see Zhao Wei probably leave this lane and look to get very active on the map. Try and maybe get your first kill or two on this Anti-Mage, who is farming well. 64 CS to Burning 65, and another thing to take a look at is these hero levels. Sanking doing pretty well, and going to hit probably level 6 more or less off of this nice little stack that he's got going, and that Blink Dagger could be about 12, maybe 13 minutes. Could have been fast if he focused entirely on jungling, but he even looked to just go top lane, help secure runes, and be active as far as making sure that the lanes go well beyond him getting farm in the jungle. At the end of the day, you can get an 8-9 minute Blink Dagger on Sankey, but if you lose your lanes, it may not be a recovery tool against some lineups, so we'll see him just guarantee those good early lanes. And when you've got a Medusa as well as a Void in the offlane who's not the most stable offlaner, and a Night Stalker who's gone through this kind of greedy and Midas build, it seems like it's worked out well for him to play this more team-oriented style of play. He's going to have a nice little triple stack waiting for him as well, so he'll be rewarded for his selflessness by Ice on the Skywrath Mage. 11 minutes in, Zhao Wei looking to zone out the top lane, pops his Midas, and he's just going to creep skip here. Has a regen rune, wants this tower it seems, and should be able to at least force some TPs, if not take the tower, should no one TP. Clear out the creep wave, has that regen rune, and nighttime hitting in 30 seconds. Could pop the darkness if he decides that it's a good time to do so. The bottom lane, Speed Gaming looking for the trade. So Nyx at this point, his job just to look to delay this push as much as possible. Try and make sure that Speed Gaming can get the counter tower. If Antimage gets tower money, that's really handy. But tower going to get taken. Skywrath Mage sniping that last hit. Sankey now gets a Blink Dagger for that, and Chao Yu does get the last hit at bottom lane. So that's a big boost in his goal towards the Battle Fury. Often you don't mind like supports taking a bounty rune, even a tower last hit. Like Night Stalker I feel doesn't mind too much about that tower, the last hit not going to himself. With how well he's doing with Skywrath, being able to get some wards, being able to finish his magic wand. But for the Anti-Mage, you're on a time to get the Battle Fury as fast as possible. Kind of like the Naga Radiance. If it's like a Naga and Anti-Mage, a hero who needs their big farming early game item as fast as possible, you want them to get everything possible. Maybe you give like a kill to a support early on if you're an Anti-Mage, if it means something like a fast boots for them. But in general, it feels like the Battle Fury as fast as possible is the way to go. Piao mid, Blink, Fire Strike is there. Good use of that first Blink Dagger as well as the Ancient Seal from the Skywrath. He's now hit level 6 off of that as well. Gets down the ward as well as Sentry here. Making sure there's no Speed Gaming vision in the middle lane. And Speed Gaming, well, things not going as well as they were in Game 1. In Game 1 we saw a very even, about a 2k net worth lead at most for Big God throughout. And whoa, that's a big ancient stack. That's big fatty. Is Chow Yu going to finish off, or try finish off his Battle Fury in the jungle? Can kill off this medium camp here and that'll get him close, but it's going to quite get him there. It still needs a little more than that. Brew TPing back in will probably even bottle up the anti-mage a little bit. Yeah, he blinks in, gets the free bottle charges. Actually, what? Why happened to your bottle? Did he use all three? He's an empty bottle. He just TP'd in. How's this bottle empty? What? Did he drop it? I think they were trying... No, maybe it was the Venge TPing in. They were trying to refill it using the TP in, but I'm not sure what happened there. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay. But yeah, choose through all his bottle charges, and Chow Yu now does have his Battle Fury money if he can get to the shop. Looks like he may just go there himself, blink his way over, and here we go, bottom lane. Silencer trapped in the tower. They want to use this global silence. 3 heroes smoked up to join the Silencer, who will get found. Will be forced to use this silence soon. It's Sand King. They haven't seen each other. What? You kidding me? Oh, Lamb. He's going to get silenced. He's stuck under the tier 1 tower. Zhao Wei being focused down first. If they can kill him during this global silence, it'd be huge. With the Chronosphere. Oh, the Mystic Flare as well. They get the Brew before he can ulti. Great Chrono from ROTK. Zhao Wei's going to come back in. The swap may save Elwee. Oh, Zhao Wei getting low. Tower is somehow reaching over the ravine, but it's hitting ROTK. Oh, no. Zhao Wei's going to get out of there. Very peculiar fight from the Sand King not spotting. I mean, it looked like the Sand King was like behind this tree, and then the Silencer was like right here. The Silencer wasn't even tucked away in a corner. He was just standing in the middle of those trees under the tower. And then he got silenced. He's like, well, I'm in this cool position, but I can't really do much down here, says the Sand King. The global silence was there, but they could not get a kill off of it. Zhao Wei just too damn tanky. Having that Ogre Club for that extra bit of HP, and he will be rushing at BKB. Tier 1 bottom tower not getting down to deny range, but Big God with multiple heroes down here, and they've gone double Midas, burning something he's probably had for some time now. They haven't really been keeping track of his itemization, but his farm is right up there with the best of them. In comes the Void. Elby's already used Carapace, going to try Vendetta out, but there's a Sentry Ward. One more right click, gets out of range. Oh! Goes for the tower instead. Blink, Burrow Strike, not going to hit from Lamb. Nice attempt. Drops his Sentry Ward as well, and this Nyx is a bit stuck. May try bottle up, he's going to walk on through it. They see him. Meanwhile in the jungle, it's going to be Lamb getting taken out here. They see the Nyx Assassin go through, but he's going to be healing up with the bottle charges, and it seems Big God are just going to be backing off. ROTK trying to pick up some farm at the top lane, and the rest of the team just looking to fall back, use their Midases, in the case of Zhao Wei and Burning, who's got his off cooldown, and Burning, 2.7k gold. We'll be looking to pick up some items fairly soon. I think they saw Melody Lovers walk in there, so they know that ward's been placed now. As Midas gaming continues, as Silencer picks up one for himself. So the third Midas of this game. Battle Fury and Anti-Mage is essentially a Midas, it feels like, with what it does to his farm, but obviously not quite the same. So Burning at mid. Use that Midas, dude. Gotta use that Midas. Doesn't want to use it on creeps, but maybe wants to use it on something like this Centaur, but does lose that valuable time. So gonna get a bit more XP out of it, but a bit less gold. There we go. He'll find a Centaur and make his way back towards the mid lane, perhaps for a defense here, because Speed Gaming putting a bit of pressure on. This is going to be like 4 stick together, try create space for the Anti-Mage to farm the jungle and push out lanes by himself. But Brewmaster off on his own for now. Definitely feel like he wants to be spending as much time as possible with his team. Anti-Mage has his Vlad's back at base, so he's going to bring that one out. And this is kind of what you need to just have that zero downtime Anti-Mage. Free farming the jungle, free farming all over the place, and we'll see what his next move is going to be. But I imagine it's to look to just keep on farming, and he's going to look to pressure lanes. It can't just be farm. You can't just passively farm. You have to pressure lanes, especially when you see Big God group up like they are here in the mid lane. Chronosphere catches out too. No global in time. Melody Lovers as well as the Silencer go down, and well, with the Burrow Strike on Elwee, looking like we may see a dead Nyx Assassin. Mystic Snake comes through. It's a Skywrath getting the kill. 3 for nothing there. Anti-Mage is just at top trying to do Anti-Mage things. And Piao, well, he's on the back foot. And he falls onto the high ground. So they take a tier 1 and may even start looking to work on the tier 2. How you? Battle Fury Vlads, and we'll be poking and prodding around with Burning here in a second. Burning, 4k gold. Uh-oh, mid lane, Brook went back in, and Blink Burrow Strike was waiting for him. Is this like an old school Radiance Medusa? I'm joking with that, but funnily enough, Radiance used to be an item you rushed on Medusa if you go way back to like the old Medusa with the I can't remember what her old spells were before Mystic Snake and Stone Gaze. Medusa used to have some other weird spells. I can't even remember what they were, but it used to be you'd go mid on Medusa and just rush Radiance. I mean, you used to do that like on so many heroes. You'd rush Radiance at mid lane. It was the metagame, the Radiance metagame. Now we see another initiation coming in. They bring down the Nyx with ease. Xiao did go through his BKB, but he's going to try to use this to get some more kills. Problem is, it's daytime. Doesn't seem to affect him, though. Melody Lovers needs 1 or 2 more right clicks. Now the Global Silence comes out. Piao onto the Skywrath Mage, and going to use the split to secure this kill. Skywrath on the run. Should be able to be chased down here, but a Brewmaster split used is probably a worthwhile exchange. Well, Xiao Wei. Uh-oh. Come on, buddy. Use that Midas. Gotta use that Midas. RTK is 1,500 gold, and he's starting to get some farm himself with all these one-team fights. And that's where you look at the top 5 net worth heroes. 4 of them on the Big God side. Antimage is up there, but he's not even ahead. He's on par with Dusa and Night Stalker of all heroes. This is what the Midas does for the Night Stalker. You keep up. You don't fall behind on farm. Here we go. Mid lane, though. They're going to look for a kill on him. He's going to be fast with his BKB. Too bad it's on cooldown. Magic Missile and Impale used together. They look to burst him down. Maybe not aware of that BKB cooldown, but they get the kill fast on Xiao Wei. End his dominating streak. That's actually like a 1,700 gold swing. And they'll get a T1 tower as well, so making it more like a 2,500 gold swing. If they can get this T1 tower, and it looks like that's not going to happen. Big God are going in. Mask of Madness on cooldown, though, so RTK probably going to want to wait that 10 seconds for it to come back up. Anti-Mage, blink over. Sand King gonna follow him. There's a Skywrath Mage nearby. Mystic Flare gets the Ancient Seal as well. Sand King goes for the Sandstorm. The magic amplification is there, and there's a Medusa waiting for him. Blinks to the low ground. There's a Void. There's also... Uh-oh, there's everyone. Chronosphere on 2. Has to come around the cliff, and will do so. Nyx was nearby with the Vendetta. May go for this Courier, but he's got no real escape plan if he does that. Yeah, he looks like he's... gonna have to, it's not a Vendetta, it's just an Invis rune, so he won't even get the bonus damage to kill the Courier with. I guess if he could kill it with the Invis and then Vendetta out, but it would take at least 2 right clicks and probably even a 3rd for the Nyx Assassin without Vendetta. Dice Sentry Ward, Nyx is going to walk through it, and is he spotted? Yeah, you betcha, RTK's there. No Chronosphere available, and also no detection. Yeah, they've got detection now. The long range dust used, and the Nyx Assassin going to go down. Elwee, who had a good start to his off lane, has, well, headed the other direction since. He's 2-7 now. Considering he got a first blood against the tri-lane, this is... It's reminiscent of what happened to WWK for G-Guard. He first blooded the support Skywrath Mage as an offlane jug, and then after that went 1-7. We're seeing these offlanes get great starts and then turn it into nothing. Piao going to go for a blink TP out. There is a Night Stalker nearby, but not going to be able to do anything about it. So it gets the blink out in time. Midas Dota coming out of Big God here. The Xiao Wei, Night Stalker, and the Burning Medusa. Both top of the net worth chart right now. And Void, no Midas, no win. He's behind them. He's the offlaner though, so the 3rd Midas was probably not on the cards this game around. Especially for a hero. I mean, hero like Void, you can get Midas on, of course, but I feel like if you're an offlane Doom, sure, you'd go Midas still. Just because of what Doom can do and how much he flash farms, but Void, no, does he see Chao Yu? Both of them are pinging out each other here. It looks like a big swing towards the top lane from Speed Gaming. They want to go for this T1 tower. As Void will get himself a bounty rune. He's working on a BKB, it looks like. Could be the Maelstrom, too. Depends how much he feels like he wants the magic community. Against Silencer, against Nyx, Venge, and all these Suns and Stables, I feel like this is a good BKB game. There's the Global Silence. It's too late. The Epicenter Burrow Strike's already been used. Nyx and Venge both go down. Chase maybe going to go on. Brew going to go for a Blink TP. Oh! ROTK with the Chronosphere, but a worthwhile effort there. If he gets that, if he gets another kill for his team, it's definitely worth the Chronosphere there, but end of the day, they use their ultimates, they win a team fight. As much as it was a less than glamorous end to the team fight. They didn't stick the landing, but all the acrobatics that happened before it was absolutely perfect. compared to their opponents who, well, they were just falling off the jungle gym. See Piao now in trouble. Does have the Brewmaster ultimate, but Xiaowei not going to overcommit for this one by any means. Tier 2 tower being seized, and with Skadi Yasha already up, Burning just so good at 5-manning right now. You think Medusa, you need lots of farm, well, you can also 5-man when you get this far ahead. Xiaowei with BKB wants to go in and fight. Needs to find it and decide on a target. ROTK needs a time walk out as well. Getting low, not going to go down. The Stone Gaze now comes out. YTFX, Burning just trying to go into melee range, try and proc the Stone Gaze. Sanking on the back line, it's going to find Elby. It's 4 dead, only Anti-Mage left standing. He's doing Anti-Mage things though. He gets the tier 2 bottom tower. He's going to look to pressure the high ground as well, but with 4 dead, no Anti-Mage here. Big God going to go for racks themselves. Speed Gaming, well, not going to find a bottom lane. Night Stalker is down there, ready to chase on. He's going to need to use another blink before he can TP, as Night Stalker threat is real, and this is the time for the Anti-Mage to TP back, start looking for kills. Scarith Mage has missing 600-700 mana. Increases that with that concussive shot, but no mana void in sight from the Anti-Mage, who's not quite ready to fight until he has a Manta Style, that's for sure. And even with a Manta Style, I feel like he's going to need even more on top of that. Well, Anti-Mage doing his thing. Has picked up the ultimate orb, I believe, just needs the Manta recipe, and Chao Yu feeling like he can maybe do what he did in game 1, but it's going to be a lot harder. There's going to be a lot more pressure on him. Won't have quite the same backing supports this game. Oh god, still 4 of the top 5 farmers are on that dire side. Sanking out farming the core Brewmaster, the Nyx Assassin. The Silencer getting some decent farm with this Midas of his, but doesn't feel like the Ag Scepter is going to be a game changer for the Silencer this game. Does get the 1 extra second of duration at each level, and the damage and the Curse of the Silence, which is not bad. You get the mana drain onto Burning especially, and he's not going to have a way of getting out of the Global Silence at the moment. Chao Yu going to go creep skipping this top lane. He's like, okay, let's find some neutrals, let's find some creep waves, and maybe even go for like the backdoor on this tier 1 top tower. If he feels it's safer, I imagine he would, but without a Manta Style, those kind of plays against Blink Sanking and Ancient Seal more specifically, and then you've got the Chronosphere, is very risky. So he's going to play it safe, farm the enemy jungle, and blink to the high ground. I think his teammate that was an orange ping, so probably saying, there's a lot missing, get the hell out. Manta now complete for your Anti-Mage. Nyx gets a blink for the team as well, so at least Speed Gaming picking up some much needed items. The Initiation with the Blink Dagger, the Anti-Mage, the Manta Style, but Xiaowei can have a Ag Scepter soon, which helps against following the Anti-Mage, following a blink out. If he blinks into fog, well, it's no longer fog when it's nighttime with a Night Stalker in your team. Roshan may seem to be the next objective for this Big God team. They've got good control around the pit, and seems like it should be a pretty easy snag with the team fight they have available to them. Aghanim Scepter going to be coming out for your Night Stalker 26 minutes in, so it's still a couple minutes away from nighttime right now. I'm not even using Burning to go for this Roshan. He's going to be at top lane, making sure Anti-Mage gets as little as possible right now. Xiaowei going to heal up and get that Ag Scepter and be back in the pit momentarily. Wants to Midas, he says. Says, you guys Rosh, I got to get my value. Doesn't go for the big camp, but hey, it's a Centaur. That's what I'm talking about, he says. I think it was probably scouted out by one of his teammates, because otherwise normally you'd go for the big camp there, where you have a guaranteed big creep, but hey, he gets the Centaur, so still works in his favor. And Roshan now going to be taken, Burning, dropping the TP, seems he may be the one to take this one. Well, a front lane Medusa with Aegis, Skadi, Manta, 2k HP, and well, that 2k effective HP is a lot higher because of Mana Shield. It's going to be hard to bring down. Bloody hard to bring down. Chao Yu did bring down the tier 1 in the end with Medusa leaving the lane, pressuring the tier 2 now, and this is where it gets a little annoying for Big God. They don't have that easy ability to push out the lane and then also try and go for a push themselves. Burning, just take a mana burn and look to get out of there. Night Stalker though, ulties, and he's in pursuit. And with the Aghanim Scepter, Nyx may be forced to Vendetta, and Xiaowei's going to see him soon. You can see the vision here, he sees the Nyx, he'll get the TP cancel. Silence as well, no Vendetta for a few seconds. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage getting silenced up. Has he got a Mansell? He's going for the TP. Will he make it? Just barely. Off to the side here, Nyx going to blink Vendetta. They need detection, they ping him out. He's got the gem. The gem Ags Night Stalker. The Aga gem. This duo is so hard to deal with. You can't juke with Blink Dagger against an Aghanim Scepter Night Stalker. He sees all. He is effectively God right now on this map. All-seeing, all-knowing. Whether he's all-powerful or not, well, that's still to be discovered, as far as this game goes. RPK has that level 3 Chrono now, and it looks like with Anti-Mage forced to TP out, there's no real pressure on the lanes. They had the creep wave kind of threatening the top lane, but they push everything out. They get things in a position where they can actually look to break high ground now. Anti-Mage is still a good distance away from the tier 2 tower. He'll get there soon, so they've got to go fast. And the problem is there's a tier 2 tower actually in their way. Top lane maybe would have been a better option for them. So yeah, they're going to have to TP back. It's going to be the Void. They're actually probably looking for a kill off of this. They can pretend to go for a pseudo push here, and when Anti-Mage goes high ground, Void's waiting for a Chronosphere. You just need one, maybe TP in. Jiawe's coming as well. Anti-Mage escape is very difficult. Goes off into the trees here. Night Stalker will spot him out soon. Do they see him? Yeah, they do. And Anti-Mage, silenced up, already used the Manta Style. They're going to beat him down. That is one alleyway you do not want to go down. These two thugs are going to find you. ROTK and Jiawe team up for that. ROTK is probably the BKB to be on the safe side. Manavoid would not have done that much damage with his 500 mana pool, but better safe than sorry. Are we looking at a point where Big God would maybe like to have a couple boots of travel, just to help defend the Anti-Mage and then also rejoin with the team? Burning. Oh my gosh. Manta, Skadi, 4k gold. Pop that Midas. Pop it and pop it fast. There we go. And the high ground now going to be probably taken. Curse of the Silence annoying. He's going to just Manta out of that one and keep on right-clicking away. Drunken Haze now. Everything just... Burning's just like, come on, please, be real. At this point, he doesn't need mana. He has 2k HP. He's got the Skadi slow. Hits for like 170, 180. And, okay. Night Stalker, BKB goes in now. No Primal Split available. Could go for the BKB. Brewmaster, you got a BKB? Okay. Gonna play it. Just heal up and then look to re-engage. Night Stalker took a lot of damage from the AoE of that one. Nyx tried to go in and help him out here. This time Lamb will be on point with the Burrow Strike. As the Global Silence comes into play, Chronosphere on Piao before he can Primal Split. He thought because of the BKB he'd get it off, and the right-click damage is going to be enough. Down goes your Brew. Does not have buyback, and mid lane of Rax in trouble. Possibly top lane as well, with only Anti-Mage, Silencer, and Vengeful Spirit still alive. This is getting to one of those stages where if you're Venge, you want to go Suicide in, give him that minus Venge Aura, but it's just level 1 as well. That's the other problem. To top lane we go. Burning with Manta Style online. Could throw that for some extra push power. Wants to maybe hold it to get rid of some of these annoying spells. Wait for something like a Curse or some Magic Missile to disjoin, and there we go. Curse of the Silence comes out. Burning. Holding, there we go. He'll Manta out of that and bring down the Rax, and TP him from the Nyx Assassin. Not going to be anything really to concern Big God, who are going to leave the rain tracks for another day. End of the day, they've got what they came for. They can fall back, wait for the next Roshan if they want to. They hold all the cards right now. Speed Gaming have just got to take a gamble. Take a big risk here if they want to get back in this game, because things are not going well for them. This Anti-Mage, well, we'll see where he goes next. Maybe just be a BKB so you can try and team fight and make something happen. Go for a big 5-man smoke, but it's so hard to get back into a game against a Night Stalker with Aghanim's gem. Your team is going to have no vision because of this gem, scouting at all your wards. It's so hard to sneak up on Big God when you can't when it's nighttime. And that's where I feel, as soon as daytime hits, hitting soon, 10 seconds from now, you want to start looking for kills. You want to go for a smoke king. You want to try and make something happen. They've already smoked, actually, and I guess maybe recognizing that it's about to be daytime, that this is where even when your smoke gets popped, the problem is normally like you'd get spotted before you even spot them when it's nighttime. But this one, that is, if that was spotted, Rune disappearing in front of clear daylight. They saw that. They have a ward here. Well, in theory they saw that. Whether they were there and did see it or not is another matter. Bottom lane, Sand King. Gonna dodge the Impale. Nice 4-staff out. Piao now gonna be forced to BKB. Does have the split. Wants to make sure it probably uses it soon. They get just the Skywrath Mage so far. And here comes your Void Chronosphere. Piao in the middle of things. There's an MKB to secure this kill. He's not gonna get the split off. Anti-Mage goes in with the Manta Style. He wants Burning, but Chow Yu, he can't fight this. The Mana Void doing next to no damage. Nyx is gonna die to the Night Stalker. The only one left standing is the Silencer, who says, please, hide me. Hide me. Down the bottom lane we go. Burning's out of mana, but he doesn't really seem to give a crap. He's got the butterfly, and that allowed him to just man up against those anti-mage and anti-mage illusions, and with that, it's looking like we will see Game 2 be the series turned around. With Big God losing Game 1, they take a pretty decisive lead from start to finish here with a 30,000 net worth lead, almost a 30,000 experience lead. This game looking like it's unlosable all of a sudden. Some freak of nature disaster happened. This is just not a good spot to be in for Speed Gaming. The Anti-Mage worked with them in Game 1. They went for almost the identical draft, minus the Bristleback, which got turned into a Nyx Assassin. And, well, Game 2 did not go as well as Game 1 did to the Speed Gaming squad, but definitely showing a lot of potential. Xiao Yu's Anti-Mage was on point, but Anti-Mage one of those heroes which feels like it only sometimes works. Game 1 they were picking it up as a 4th pick, and it seemed to fit their draft. This time around, Big God had answers. The Night Stalker with the Axe Gem especially. One last fight, one last hurrah. RTK goes in with the BKB, MKB, brings down the Sansa to start things off. No one on the Big God team dying until the Medusa brought down with the help of a Mana Void. This is it. This is the one last hurrah. Epicenter, Burrow Strike goes through. Xiao Yu looking for the blink out. Mantis first will get himself out of there. RTK out of mana. Can't really chase down Xiao Yu as much as he'd love to. Brew now, split gonna end, and well, that probably spells his demise. Even with Burning's Medusa dead, there's just nothing Speed Gaming can do. Only the Anti-Mage left alive and kicking, and he cannot fight into Big God. It's GG. We'll have a 1-1 draw, and with that, Big God remain 50-50. They are now 5-5 after 10 games, or 5 BO2s in the Dota 2 Asia Championship. Not the ideal score for the team that, sporting this lineup of TI4 champion Zhao 8 captain, runner-up ROTK, DK, who finished 4th place with Lamb as well as Burning. You would think this team could deliver some. Against these teams, you would expect them to do well, even with minimal practice and preparation. But hey, does go to show that training, practicing hard a lot, and preparing for these matches goes a long way, because Big God have not delivered so far. They're 5-5. For Speed Gaming, this puts them 3-5. Not exactly the best score to be at, but right now, there's only really 2 teams doing that well. It's eHome and CDEC, sitting at 1-2. eHome are 8-0 undefeated. CDEC's 8-4, which is not bad. It's a winning record. It's a lot of wins, but they've also played a lot more games than everyone. HGT haven't played too many games. Started things off 1-1. Lie Gaming 5-3. Mineski 6-4. Mineski, after playing the worst game biggest stomp I've seen in a long time, where they got completely destroyed by Lie Gaming 2. I don't know if it was 2-0. Game 1, I only saw Game 1, but that was the game where they got shut out. It was like 30 kills to 0, and they finally got a kill at the end. They've bounced back. They're 6-4, so definitely a team to look out for as well. But guys, that does it for this series. We're going to go into our next 2-game series, which is going to be our 4th series, which is going to be... Where are we? GoDz versus Big God. We've got more Big God. All right, bring it on. Let's see some more of these guys, because they need to turn it around. We'll see Big God take on GoDz, and then we end things with a bang. We've got eHome versus CDEC. 1st and 2nd place teams going head-to-head. So this is definitely the place to be. If you want some fine Dota, and hopefully some tolerable Dota 2 casting, stick around. I'm BTS GoDz on Twitter and Facebook if you want to follow me and give me any feedback. Stay tuned. More Dota 2 action coming your way.